Hey, welcome again. Your practical relationship coach, Angelyna Sky. So last week's talk was about detoxing, and that was phenomenal. I feel so good. I primarily do it for health reasons, just to make sure that I give my body a chance to clean itself out. And I obviously lose some water because it's retaining water, and it's good for your skin and it's good for your organs. Why not do it? At least every 4 months. If you want to do it every month, why not? The more the merrier. Anyhow, today we're going to talk about dating. We haven't talked about dating at all yet. Dating is wonderful. I love dating. But sometimes it can be too much. But at this point, we're going to talk about how to meet someone. And obviously you can't meet someone if you're not doing anything about it. If you're just sitting at home watching Netflix, you're not going to meet someone. You'll probably meet a sexy guy on your movie or on the show that you're watching, but will he know who you are? No. So you'll probably end up daydreaming about him, but what's the point? It's just a waste of time, right? Anyhow, so let's think about 10 places. I have 10 places here, okay? First one is bars and clubs. Ladies, slip yourself into your red heels and then dress to the nines. Get dressed to impress, both of you. You're going to a club. Make sure you get enough sleep that morning, okay? Make sure you sleep the night before, because you want to have energy, you want to be pumped up, you want to show people the best that you can be, and you want to be ready to party. Yeah, for sure. You may not be able to communicate much that night, but at least you know maybe that person likes the same type of music as you and they're fun to be with, and that's okay. The next one is speed dating. Speed dating I really liked because you get to meet a lot of people within 1 hour. So I was able to meet like 10 men in about an hour. I got to talk to them and I got to see them, which is wonderful. So what normally happens with speed dating is there's a hostess or a host, and they schedule out a venue. So it could be a restaurant, it could be a bar, it could be any location really. The ones I've gone to have been like restaurants and bars. And they usually play the music that you ask for, you know, that they mention. Like for example, if it's 80s, well, that's what you want, and that's what you're buying for. So if you're in a budget, it could cost between, depending on the location, between 40 to 70 bucks, right? Because you also get a drink with it, and they gotta do the coordinating of whoever's there. So you'll be standing with a group of, like for example, in my example, I'd be standing with a group of women, and there'll be like 10 men, and there's a gong, right? And you go to a table, your first table, and you ask several questions. I normally have 3 questions ready that are important to me based on my values, which are obviously friendship, respect, loyalty, trust, honesty, commitment, communication. Communication is so important, but more on that on another video because it's so important. Anyhow, my questions are based on that. And the gong goes off, you go to the next table, the second table, there's a second man, and then you talk to them. You get to see how they react. You get to see how they behave, how they answer your questions. If you're comfortable with them. Then the gong goes off 5 minutes later. Third table, third man, gong. Until you hit the 10th table, 10th man, gong. And then what they do at the end is they match up all the couples that met that actually like each other, and you get their phone number, and then you can communicate after the speed dating session. But it's so much fun because it's expected for you to beat these people and to ask them questions, and everybody gets a chance to, which is so wonderful. So definitely try it out. You'll enjoy it. Like, I mean, the worst thing that happens is you don't meet anybody, but at least you get a chance to sort of break in and start talking to people and learning to flirt again if you haven't been in the dating scene for a while, and getting comfortable with the opposite sex all over again, and getting to know yourself a little better as to what you are looking for. Number 3, look for opportunities to chat. For example, the grocery store. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So you get to do your errands and possibly meet someone that you like. And not only that, you meet them in a day-to-day setting. So it's not like they're partying dressed up to impress. You'll see them how they are casually, and you'll be able to somewhat determine more of how they are with regards to their personality, because they'll talk to you normally because they're doing groceries. They're not there to dress and impress. They're there to shop. And this is great because at least you know that they run errands too. So if you and them get along, you know that you'll be doing it together and you won't be alone. And you might even be able to see what kind of food they like. If you're health conscious, then you'll be able to sort of take a look at what they buy and determine from there whether you want to talk to them or not. Obviously, health conscious people want to hang out with health conscious people. So if you see good food, then that's a green light. If you see lots of fried stuff, yeah. Next, 4, virtual parties online. So these virtual parties online are awesome because they're so convenient, they're inexpensive, yet they're so much fun. So the way it works is you get to pick a session online, and there's a DJ, and you get to pick the type of music that you like and the kind of theme, right? Sometimes there's like different themes, like 70s, 80s, 90s, or it's just the music is like 80s music. And I tend to go for the 80s music because that's the kind of music I like. I'm in my 40s. So the DJ will play your favorite music and everybody will be chatting with each other. You'll see gents and females, ladies. So you may not necessarily meet someone that day, but you might. You get to chat with everyone. You get to see the way they act online. So it's not as if you're just texting them. You actually get to chat with these people and see how they behave. And obviously you can see if they're drinking or not. If they jive with you, if you're comfortable with them, then you know, obviously the next thing is to meet the person if you really like them. But you also want to make sure the distance is close, right? So what's awesome about this is it's inexpensive because you don't need to drive there, spend time driving there, and you don't need to waste money on gas. And your bed is right there, so you can dress to the nines, flirt your ass off, and then when you get tired, boo guys, you know what? Time to go to bed. Just say, you know what, I'm fucking out right now, I'm just dead. Next time we'll chat and party it on, but I need to go. So you just log off and that's it. Your bed's right there and you pass out. It's wonderful. Number 5, tell your friends and family that you are available. This way, they will look out for you. And of course, you're expecting them to have your best interests in mind. So they'll have an idea of what you like and they'll be able to give you some info on the person that they may be wanting you to take a look at, which is okay because at least you're not going to end that blind as if when you're online dating. But you'll still be blindly dating. Until you meet them, you won't know what they look like unless you see a picture, and you'll need to see how they behave in public places or spaces and how the conversation goes and go from there. If you hit it off great, then most likely that person is a good person because your friend is looking out for your best intentions. If things don't go as you thought they would, at least you know. Your friend might not be happy with it, but what can you do? Like, you're not gonna sacrifice your life for your friend. The other hand, if it works out and then it doesn't work out, so you've dated this person and it doesn't work, you'll never hear the end of it. But you know what? Life is about taking risks. So who cares? It's better to, you know, enjoy the ride and maybe possibly meet someone. 6, online dating. Ooh, I'm not a big fan of online dating, but it is another way to meet people. So there's Bumble, there's oh gosh, Tinder. I forgot, I used to say Hinder. There's Tinder, there's Plenty of Fish, there's Match, there's eHarmony, there's you name it. There's so many online. So there's so many different ways to meet people. Like, you just gotta pick. Do you want a free version? Do you want to pay a little bit? Maybe you'll get better results. I don't know. But in the end, the versions that I've tried, I find are overwhelming. You get so many responses, and then you sort of lose track as to who you responded to. Sometimes people get mad. I find that with online dating, some people like to just text for a long time. You're not there to waste your time. If you're gonna be online dating, you're gonna text for a couple of days and then you better move on to talking on the phone. You want to make sure this person is a real person. Yeah, and that they're available to talk. Like, you don't want to be harassing them every 5 minutes, but you know, try them maybe during working hours. Maybe try them like for, I don't know, a 5 or 10 minute combo during working hours if they're available to talk, and then try them in the evenings, right? When they might not be working. Try them on the weekend and see what the pattern is of how you get a hold of them. But I'm telling you, text, then within the first 2 weeks, you want to be calling them, and then within the month, you want to meet them at least once, because you want to make sure that this person is available and that this person is a real person, and this person is the type of person that you're attracted to. Number 7, going out for walks. This is convenient because you're getting your healthy dose of sunlight, air, fresh air that we all need nowadays. Oh my God, we so need it. And you get to see the extra nice scenery out there. So nature is beautiful, but when you see a beautiful face, smile. And if they say hi, great. And if they don't, so be it. You know, I don't really like chasing men, so I prefer they come to me and talk to me. But then again, to each his own. I prefer to just smile. Number 8, take a course and have a study buddy. So let's say I took a cooking course once because I was trying to learn how to make different things without meat. You have the opportunity at that point in time to possibly run into someone who likes to cook. And if you do, and they want to be your study partner, cooking buddy, why not? Maybe you guys will hit it off. If not, you know what the best thing that could happen is you become a better cook so that you can feed your next honey or Ms. a nice meal. Eat it and with it through their tummy. 9, volunteer at a non-profit organization or a charitable program. If you're looking for someone who has a big heart, who's generous with their time and actions, this is the place to go. And it's also the place to go if that's the kind of person you are. So this way, you'll be able to find someone that's just like you, altruistic. You can even become altruistic together if you find someone there. And it'll be wonderful that the both of you are contributing. And I mean, worst comes to shove, you don't meet anybody, but at least you feel good about yourself for just attending and doing what's best for the community. Number 10. Okay, so you can play a sport or attend a sporting function with someone. Okay, so if you're into soccer, you're usually gonna play with ladies because it's not too rough. But let's say tennis. You might meet a gentleman on the tennis court. Or you like soccer, you like to watch soccer. Well, there's a lot of gentlemen that like to watch soccer. So you could go to a bar and watch soccer there. And who knows, you might meet someone that likes the same stuff that you like. And then you can talk about it after and how great things are. Or, you know, if you're on opposing teams, you could talk about why you like your team and they like their team. But in the end, this will show you that this person has similar interests, and you'll be able to determine what kind of communication they have, if they can deal with someone who has a different taste. So let's say you're going for Brazil and that guy's going for Italy, and you're okay saying you're going for Brazil and that guy's okay with it, then you know that this guy is open-minded, he's not hard-headed, and you'll be able to talk about anything and everything even though you don't 100% agree. At least it's a sign. It's not 100% of a sign, but if you guys get along and you're on opposing teams, it shows that you can have a decent conversation on different things that you may not agree with and explain why and not get into a fight. You won't be with a hard-headed guy, right? So if none of these things work, bonus, experiment. So my practical relationship coach experiment is, okay, I like speed dating, but I figure let's try speed dating on my own. So one day I made 4 dates with 4 different guys, and I met them at the coffee shop. I set aside 3 hours. I had 3 questions, and I spent half an hour with each gentleman, of course with a 15-minute break in between. It works for the both of us because they get to know a little bit about me, I get to know a little bit about them. It's not expensive, and you know what? It's not time consuming really, because if you go and make a date with each one of these guys for a night each, then you're spending a lot more time than 3 hours. Yeah. And it's expensive for them and it's expensive for you. So you're basically making it a lot more convenient and inexpensive for everyone. And you get to know each other, and you get to see from there not only how one date went, but how 4 dates went. So every 30 minutes, you're gonna spend 30 minutes with the first guy and then a 15-minute break. And then you're gonna spend another 30 minutes with the second guy and a 15-minute break. Obviously you're gonna tell them that it was nice meeting them and let them go. And then the third guy, 30 minutes, 15-minute break, they're gonna go. And then the fourth guy, and then you're done. And then you get to sort of just ponder, how did the conversations go? Yeah, exactly. So that's my little experiment. If you want to try it out, by all means, go ahead. Now that we've discussed the different ways that you can meet someone, very important to ask them these questions when you meet them. Before you ask them questions, make sure that you have your values ingrained in your mind, what you're looking for. So like, I'm gonna give you an example for me, and I tell this to men I've dated. My values are friendship, number 1. I want to make sure that we can be friends, because if things go bad, I want to be able to talk to you as a friend. 2nd, honesty. 3rd, respect. 4th, trust, loyalty, commitment. Yeah, communication. Oh, so important. So you want to ask questions around that, and you want to ask them, are you married? Because you won't know unless you ask. They can always say you never asked. Are you married? Are you divorced? How long have you been divorced? Are you separated? Okay, do you have a girlfriend? When was the last time you had a girlfriend? Yeah, is there someone that's going to try to kill themselves? Because then you want to run as fast as you can, because that's too dramatic for anyone. And that's it. That's all I have to say. Just make sure that you're careful and make sure to ask the right questions once you get on that date. So if you like what you hear and you want to learn more, subscribe below and I'll be happy to share it with you. Angelyna Sky, your practical relationship coach.